Uh, Very good morning, dear student. Today we are going to do chapter number 4 of your English book, First Flight, and the name of the chapter is From the Diary of Annie Frank. This diary is basically autobiography of Anneliese Mary Annie. Before I start explaining this chapter, I want to give you a brief introduction about this chapter and about the author Annie Frank. The author Annie Frank was born on 12th June 1929 and she died in 1945. She was a German born Jewish girl. She wrote a diary while hiding with her family and four friends in Amsterdam during the German occupation of the Netherlands in the Second World War. As the Nazis came to power in Germany, she, along with her family, moved to Amsterdam but got trapped when the Nazis occupied Netherlands. The Jewish population was being persecuted, and so the family went into hiding in July 1942 in Annie's father Otto Frank's office building. They remained in hiding for 2 years. Then they were shifted to a concentration camp where Annie died due to typhus within days of her sister Margot Frank. Their father Otto was the only survivor of the group. After the war ended, he returned to Amsterdam and found Annie's diary. He got it published under the name The Diary of a Young Girl. The diary was a gift to Annie on her 13th birthday, and it gives a detailed account of her life from 1942 to 1944. The diary was originally written in Dutch language and it became one of the world's most widely read books. Many films, television, and theatrical production and an opera have been based on the diary. So you know how popular this diary became when it was published after the death of Annie Frank. Now we start the explanation of the chapter. The author, means Annie Frank, feels that it is strange and unusual for her to write in a diary about her feelings and experiences because it was the first time she was doing it. She feels this because she thinks that in the future no one would be interested in reading about a young school going girl's past. She thinks that later even she will not be interested in reading it, but then she puts these thoughts away and decides that she should write if she feels like doing so. She feels the need to write because there were a lot of thoughts she had been holding on to lately, and she needed to get them off her mind. It is known that writing one's thought acts as therapy. She makes the decision of writing a diary. The author feels that paper has much more capacity to absorb thoughts than people. People have low patience level, but a piece of paper, being a non-living thing, would not refuse from absorbing her thoughts. This realization came to her one day when she was feeling more sad and confused than usual. She could not even decide whether to go out or stay at home at that time. When she finally decided to stay at home, she sat being depressed and in deep thought. Again, she thought that paper had more patience and she decided to write everything that came in her mind because she did not intend on making someone read it unless she found a real friend. By real friend, she meant a friend with whom she could share all her secrets. The author then comes back to the point where she thought of beginning to write. It is because she is lonely and has no friend to talk to. She then goes on explaining why she feels the need for a friend. She feels that no one is going to believe that a young girl like her is so alone, which practically she is not because she has a loving family, near about 30 people that can be called friends. loving aunts, and a good place to stay. This depicts a clear picture of a happy family, but the one thing that lacks in her life is the presence of a true friend with whom she can share everything. She does have a good time with friends. They talk about stuff but not real stuff that is actually going on in their lives. Despite trying hard, they are unable to get closer. She feels that maybe it is her who is not able to trust anyone with her private stuff, that she is not able to come any close to her friend. She feels that the current situation cannot be changed and thus she needs to write her feelings in the diary. Usually, when someone is writing in a diary, they list down all the facts about them in a formal manner, which the author does not want to do. This is because she wanted to give her need for a friend a shape and thus decides to name the diary as Kitty, hoping that someone would read her diary one day. She thinks that writing without giving detail about the background story would be ineffective. So despite not wanting to do so, she gives brief detail about her life. She refers to her father as the most lovable father one could get. His father married her mother when he was at the age of 36 and she was 25. She and her sister Margot were both born in Frankfurt. As soon as Annie turned 4, her father moved to Holland, followed by her mother in September, while both the sisters stayed with their grandmother in Aachen. Margot was also sent to Holland in December, followed by Annie in February, who was brought as a birthday present for Margot. In Holland, Annie was sent to Montessori nursery school. It was her first school. She started from first form. She had Mrs. Kuprus, the headmistress, as her teacher in sixth form, who even cried at the time of farewell. In 1941, the author's birthday could not be celebrated well because her grandmother fell ill and underwent an operation. Unfortunately, her grandmother left them in January 1942. Annie misses her grandmother more than anyone knows. This year's birthday was to be celebrated with great zeal so as to compensate for last year's. She then mentioned that her family is doing well, which sums up her background and brings her to the present date of June 20, 1942, when she is writing her diary. On June 20, 1942, Annie begins writing in her diary, addressing it as her friend Kitty. She mentions how her entire class is nervous about their result. It is unpredictable and will be decided by a meeting of teachers in which they will select a student to be moved to next class or kept back. Many students were making bets. Some had put in their entire summer saving at stake. She and her friend Z also made fun of nervous boys. They kept on saying to each other that I am not going to pass, while other would console them and say, yes, you would. Z was polite as she tried to stop them from making noise while Annie scolded them, but none of it worked. According to Annie, about a quarter of class should not be allowed to pass because they hardly respond or take part in any of the activities. She refers to them as dummies, but this may not be the case because teachers' decision can't be predicted. The author says that she is not bothered about her friend because she is sure that they will pass. The only subject that she is unsure about is mathematics. She seems to be having a tough time with the subject, but all they could do was wait for the results and not lose their hope. She tells how she has a great relationship with all her teachers except the math professor. He was constantly irritated by the author's talkativeness despite several warnings. Annie did not stop talking in his classes, which prompted him to give her extra homework as punishment. The first one was to write an essay on Chatterbox, which she thought was a weird topic to write on because what could one write about that? For the moment, she wrote the topic in her notebook, kept it in her bag, and focused on staying quiet. The author came across the note she made as reminder for the essay after she had finished the rest of her homework. She began thinking about the topic while chewing the tip of my fountain pen. Is a gesture that signifies a person is in deep thinking. While anyone could mention random stuff written for the sake of filling pages, she wanted to present a concrete argument in support of talking. She mentioned that she will try to better herself as a student, but talking is something that cannot be eliminated completely. This is because she got it as an inherited trait from her mother, and this is how she ended up writing 3 pages on the topic. The professor found Annie's argument to be amusing, but when she did not stop talking in the next lesson also, he gave her another assignment as punishment. The topic was an incorrigible chatterbox. The incorrigible refers to a bad habit that is difficult to change. He gave her this topic because he was annoyed of her unstoppable chattering during his lesson. On receiving this assignment, the professor did not say anything to her for a while, but when he lost his patience, he handed her yet another assignment as punishment on the topic quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox. When the professor scolded her for the third time and punished her, the whole class started laughing. As a result, she had to pretend to be amused too. After writing twice on similar topics, she ran out of thoughts. Thus, her friend Sani, who was good at poetry, offered to help her write in rhyme. This whole assignment scenario was to make Annie feel ashamed, but she made sure that she gave an effective reply. She finally wrote her third assignment in form of a poem, which turned out to be great. She wrote satire that a father swan bit his 3 baby ducklings to death because of their noisy nature. To her good luck, the professor took it lightly. The professor recited the entire poem in front of the class while giving his own remark simultaneously. The author, being fortunate enough, talked uninterruptedly after this incident without any further homework as punishment. Also, Mr. Kissing, the professor, started cracking jokes every now and then in front of the class. So, dear student, this is the explanation of this chapter. I hope that it will help you to understand this chapter better. Thank you very much for listening and watching this explanation.